Had to take me out for Valentine's Day, but I had to turn him down. I told him, I said, look, man, ain't nothing special about this marriage because you've been stepping out having side chicks, and Valentine's Day is for special relationships. You know, there ain't nothing special about a marriage, okay? If we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out on another day, on an ordinary day, because this marriage is very much ordinary. I already made plans with some girlfriends of mine. I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriends. You do whatever you want to do. I didn't care. That evening I got dressed, and my plan was to hang out with Jessica and Felicia because I had something under my sleeve for the two of them. I got dressed and went to Jessica's house, and we got in Jessica's car and went and picked up Felicia, and we went downtown. When we got there, I told them, I said, you know what? I'm going to be the designated driver, so I'm not going to drink. And Felicia like, man, we can't trust her. We can't trust her. I was like, why? You want to be the designated driver? You can be the designated driver so I can get my party on. She was like, oh, hell no. I'm getting my party on. And then Jessica was like, you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. I mean, let's go. She was like, all right, let's do it then. We went in there, the two of them. We party till 2 a.m. when I knew the two of them were flipping drunk. I snuck Jessica's car key into her purse and walked outside. I texted her. I said, look, man, what I did to Benedict is wrong, so I got to go home. I'm feeling horrible. I'm feeling bad. He's been texting me. He's feeling lonely. He's sorry and all this mess. I just got to go home right now. She was like, but we all can go together. I said, no, I'm already in my Uber. Y'all just going to have to figure out how y'all going to get home. She was like, this is messed up. The both of us drunk. And Felicia on the other side, she was like, I ain't that drunk, girl. Don't worry about her. I told you we can't trust her. I ain't that drunk. I can get us home. I was like, all right. I wasn't leaving though. I was in my Uber waiting for the two of them to come out. Two of them came out, and she allowed crazy Felicia to drive her car, and she knew the both of them were drunk. Once they got in the car, I went up to the police. I say, see that car right there? I came out with them girls, okay? All of us drunk, but they chose they're gonna drive. I told them they should get in the Uber. They said no. And he said, oh, for real? Thanks for telling me. As soon as they pulled off, the police got behind them and pulled them over. The two of them, I watched everything. I should have had it on video, right? The two of them got handcuffed, arrested, and they slept in jail. When they went to jail, I went and picked up my boy. I said, let's go. I need to do something tonight. He was like, what you up to? You always trying to do something. I said, look, let's go. I put some gloves on. We went to Felicia and Jessica's apartment. Of course, I got spare keys because when they gave it to Benedict, I make my copy too. I went and she changed the entire locks on their doors. So when they came home the next day, they thought their key just wasn't working. So they contacted the property. When the property came, the property noticed that, this lock on these doors, they're different from the locks we have on the property. So they charged Felicia, they charged Jessica to replace the locks on the door. So then they started calling my phone. I didn't answer. And then they called Benedict. They said, man, we hung out with your wife last night, and this and this and this happened. She stood us up, and then we came home. Our key didn't work on the door, and our property told us that the lock was changed. We know she had something to do with it because she always up to something grimy. So Benedict put Jessica on hold, and Felicia calling him. He walks up to me. He said, what did you do last night? I thought you said you was going to hang out with some of your girlfriends. I say, I did. He was like, no, you didn't. You hung out with the side chicks. You hung out with Felicia and Jessica. I was like, what's wrong with that? They are my friends. We're like family. You won't let them go, so I consider them friends. So what's your problem? He was like, did you change the locks on their doors? I'm like, for what? For what? Why would I do that? He was like, man, they said you left them hanging last night. You probably did that because you wanted to go change the locks on their door. I said, look, don't accuse me of anything. Don't accuse me of anything. You need to hang up that phone because I don't know what they're talking about. If you want to take the blame and say you did it, you can tell them you did it. But I had nothing to do with it. And I heard Felicia going off on the phone. He hung up the phone. Soon he hung up the phone. Felicia calling back. Jessica calling back. I said, turn the phone off. Turn the phone off. Nobody did it. As long as they're in the house, that's all that matters. they slept in jail, though. They slept in jail, though. How could you do this? I was like, it ain't my fault. They were driving drunk. They were driving drunk. They had nothing to do with me. But you left them hanging. I said, and your feelings hurt because of that? Your feelings hurt because of that? They could have taken Uber home. They chose to drive drunk.